YTBC, what's the deal? So I'm looking at this Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz press conference. They went off on each other. I know it's kind of old news now, but just looking at it, and I used to watch UFC, MMA back in the day, and from what I remember, the Diaz boys aren't to be played with either. You know, they're not undefeated, perfect fighters, but both of them dudes, aren't lost for words either. You know what I'm saying? The Diaz brother, I do remember them. You know what I mean? But Conor McGregor is just going off right now. He's feeling himself. You know, he has a little winning streak going. But just like in combat sports with all fighters, he's going to talk a big game. And right now it looks like he can't be beat. Nobody can beat him. He can beat Floyd Mayweather with one hand in some people's eyes, and he's on top of the world right now. But once he gets hit in his mouth and somebody sits him on his ass, he's going to be singing a different tune when that happens. Now, am I praying on his downfall? Absolutely not. I don't even watch enough of him to hate the guy. You know what I mean? But just watching his trash talking, and I know he beat Aldo in 13 seconds, another highly elite fighter. So, he's doing his thing right now. Just like Ronda Rousey, and I'm not trying to compare Rousey to McGregor as far as their skill set or anything, but I'm just saying as far as this, we've seen this story before. You know what I mean? Like, this is just an instant replay to me. Like, this is nothing new. Next year, it's going to be another guy. In the UFC, it goes from fighter to fighter. As soon as Dana White, and he does a great job at promoting, but as soon as he puts this stigma and this tag on the next guy, the next guy is going to be invincible, and they're going to be talking about him. But credit to Dana White. He's doing a great job of marketing these fighters. But once upon a time, it was. We can go back to UFC 1 days, but I remember when Chuck Liddell, they were putting the tag on him, and then he got beat by Rampage, and then you had it goes from fighter to fighter. Silva, they had the tag on him, and Machida, they had the what's the guy's name? Lachita. I don't know all these guys' name, but is it Machida? I believe it was him they put the tag on. Then it was Edgar, and I remember when Matt Hughes had the tag on him as the best, and BJ Penn, and it goes from fighter to fighter, man. Rampage. You know what I mean? Then it was John Jones, and then he had to sit out because of the drugs. You know what I mean? In his personal life. So now it's Conor McGregor. He's the best now. You know what I mean? The next year it's going to be probably not even next year. As soon as McGregor gets iced, it's going to be somebody else. It's not the fighter's fault. I'm very entertained by McGregor. He has said some things that I see a lot of fans don't like. A lot of different races don't like some of the shit he says. But to me, in combat sports, whether you like it or not, nothing's out of bounds with the shit they say. Now, in real life, face to face out in the street, of course, you're not gonna let them, get away with these things. But as far as combat athletes talking shit to one another, nothing's out of bounds. I've seen dudes talk about dudes' children's, their wives, assault each other as far as assassinate each other's character. I've seen it all, you know what I mean? But one thing about all this, no matter all the shit you talk or what political views you have or what you say, the beautiful thing about all this is the two guys can get in the ring and handle it. That's what's so beautiful. You know what I mean? The argument is going to stop sooner or later, and they're going to have to get in the ring, and they're going to have to handle it. So as far as McGregor, calling him a cholo and all this shit, man, I know a lot of people get, they get riled up behind these words and all that, and whatever. They're just, at the end of the day, they're going to handle it in the room. They're going to handle it, in the octagon. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But pretty entertaining. I don't know too much about McGregor. I'm learning about watching this guy on YouTube, watching a few fights. But entertaining. But they're going to handle it in the ring. I hope Diaz beats him, man. Just to beat him. But Diaz isn't lost for words either, He's a rowdy motherfucker, too. I remember him from the UFC. Was he on the show? Maybe his brother. I can't remember. But I do remember the Diaz boys, though. But YTBC. I'm out.